All right, everybody, welcome to the show. It's me, your host, James. I got Joel with me tonight, and we have our buddy Dusty returning.
Big ups.
All right, guys, what did you guys read this week?
Dusty, you're first.
I'm first. Okay.
Yes, this was first.
Primarily blueprints because I work in the construction trade, so I didn't actually get my hands on much in the way of comic books or manga. I did, however, recheck out the World War Hulk comic. Now that I think about it, just because I got into a flame war with somebody on Facebook who doesn't know who I am or what I do, just because I needed to go through and show him exactly what happens when World War Hulk gets pissed off. Honestly, that's one of the favorite things that I like to do. I like to go on Reddit and on Facebook around people who have no clue what I actually make a lot of my side hustle off of, and just be like, yeah, I do this, my guy. You might want to take what I say as a little bit more than a grain of salt, please. This could get painful quick. Let's see here. So yeah, Blueprints and the World War Hulk arc, which is one of my favorites. I'm glad it got the love that it did, and I wish they would be fully animated because the world needs that.
Nice. I have a very long list, Joel, so go.
Okay, so I have been reading a lot of the different side stories for Flashpoint because I don't really like to look things up, and since this is like my first honest real dive into Flashpoint, aside from seeing the Flash movie, which I get it why people didn't see it or didn't whatever because of Ezra Miller, but I saw it. I thought it had its moments. It had this absolutely beautiful moment between the Flash and his mother where he got to talk to her. That was quite breathtaking. But I currently just read the one where Bruce is killed instead of Thomas and Martha, and Thomas becomes Batman and Martha becomes the Joker, and it's quite outstanding because I've always said this, and a lot of people agree with me. I feel like DC has better stories, Marvel has better characters. That can go either way, yes or no.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That's my personal thought about it.
Yeah.
I've also been trying to catch up in Spawn. I am pretty far behind. I need to catch up because I've always loved Spawn. One of my first comic books I ever bought with my own money was Shadowhawk issue 1, 2, and 3, and nobody knows who that is, and that's okay. But that is what I have been reading this week.
Okay.
Okay, so my own memory bone now, sir.
I'm also starting that Chinese manga you told me about.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually talk about that right now. So here's the list I've been reading this week. A buddy of mine turned me on. Yeah, it's a long list. A buddy of mine turned me on to a few different manhwas, but the one he turned me on to is the youngest swordmaster becomes hold on. Oh, the youngest son of the swordmaster, which is it's just like a new telling of a King Arthur story. Then because the beginning after the end anime came out, I restarted that, and I'm like 4 or 5 issues in. But I also just found out that they launched a side story about it, so I'm really excited to start reading the side story. Then I discovered a new one called Level Up Alone. Now this is a manhwa that kind of takes the mechanics of solo leveling and puts them into the world of like I keep thinking Big Hero 8, but that's not it. Kaiju number 8.
Ooh, okay, outstanding manga.
So imagine Kaiju number 8, but the main character isn't a kaiju, but he has like the level up ability of Sung Jin Woo from Solo Leveling. Yeah, and he has to use a bunch of different weapons. Right now he's rocking M249, and I'm like, and his abilities are able to transmit into the M249, which I'm like, hell yeah. And then I restarted reading a Chinese manga called Soul Land. It's also called Combat Continent. It's also called Du Lao Lu Dalu. Um, and I'm telling you, this is possibly one of the best manhwas ever written. It has one of the best combat systems. It has one of the best powers based system. Basically, you have an ability. Everybody has a spirit ability because every spirit is out there. You're able to level if you have good resonance with it that you're born with. You're able to level it up, and then every 10 levels, you have to go out and kill a spirit beast and then absorb their soul ring. And only the select few can get up to the level 90, and if you do, you're called a Dulalu. On top of that, it also possibly has the best tournament arc in fiction, and I know
it's a very, very bold statement.
That's
I'm telling you,
investigation.
I'm telling you, it's the tournament arc starts on chapter 40, and it is, and I couldn't believe how fast I got to it. So if you want to prove me wrong, go read it.
I might have to, because I still stand on this hill, and I usually don't stand alone, but Yu Yu Hakusho's Dark Tournament arc is peak.
I am telling you,
Peak
I
manga.
I am telling you, you are correct. It is peak, but this one I think is better.
I got a little bit of shows here. I might have to go check it out now.
So
I'm gonna have to.
not okay. Imagine the tournament arc of Yu Yu Hakusho, but all the drip from Bleach. Like
that's some technical drip.
My only contention with that would be, no, I guess it wouldn't really be a tournament arc. It would just be like a boss dive.
Yeah.
Onimi no Kyo or Samurai Deeper Kyo.
Yeah. That doesn't really have a tournament arc. But I'm telling you this. I'm telling you, it's like if what makes me love this tournament arc, it's like if Yu Yu Hakusho had Aizen as his master guiding him through the tournament.
I mean, Yusuke would. Okay. I understand you're making an analogy, and my nerd brain immediately wanted to just dive into how that would work. Sorry.
Yeah. And then the final one I got is a brand new manhwa that just came out called Because I'm Super Lucky. I got a second chance at life, and it's got amazing art, and it's got a pretty interesting story so far. Old man stuck in like all these towers dropped all over the world, and people are fighting their way up the towers, and this dude he couldn't level up or he couldn't gain any stats when he leveled up until level 99. He was like, yes, I'm finally max level, and he got +1 to strength. And then the final boss of the tower killed him, and he woke up on the day he became a hunter. And he was like,
I saw that, yeah.
Okay. And when he looked at his
stat max.
Yep, his luck stack was maxed. So, and it's getting pretty good. So, I'm excited to see where the story is going. So
yeah, I was wanting to check that out too. I just was holding off for a little bit until I got further along so that I could, you know, not piecemeal it.
It's on chapter. It's only got 10 chapters out right now. So.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Chapter 11 dropped literally 11 minutes ago.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's pretty much all I read. So, what'd you guys play this week?
Am I first again?
Yep. Guess go first.
Baldur's Gate! Lots and lots of Baldur's Gate.
Nice.
Because I finally got it re-downloaded, finally got some mods installed, decided to just face through it and just go and absolutely wreck everything. Like,
mods? First of all, what system do you have for? What mods do you like?
PS5. The mods that I like the most, number one is the vampire mods, just to be able to explore the mechanics of the vampire. I like giving everybody their own deity. I like the expanded spells. I like some of the other homebrew classes, like the Cosmic Sorcerer is what I'm playing for one of my characters that I got going. I just started one of the origin story characters as the Dark Urge, and I mean, I can see myself going back on an evil playthrough and playing this way differently. Like, spoilers if nobody's done it before, but when you first start a character as the Dark Urge and get out of the ship, when you meet Gale, like, he's like trying to come out of the portal, right? You have the option to sit there and fantasize about his hand getting chopped off, and all of a sudden you realize, oh shit, I just hacked Gale's fucking hand off, and it blocks him as a companion permanently. Like, you're just walking around with Shadowheart, and you're just like, and I was even really excited because the first time that I actually finally got one of the characters I wasn't expecting into my camp, the Bard lady who's trying to work on her music in the Grove. And normally she's just kind of an annoyance, like a side character, whatever. I get a loot from it. And then she shows up in camp. I'm like, yay, cool, another new camp follower. And then that night, she's a bloody mess. I'm just like, oh.
So, for those who don't know, what is a Dark Urge playthrough? What is the difference between the regular?
Okay, so the Dark Urge playthrough, you have the option when you start Baldur's Gate 3 of playing a custom character you build from scratch, or you can choose one of the origin characters. The origin characters being your normal companions you can choose to play as in a first-person perspective. Or there's another one called the Dark Urge, which normally is a Snow White Dragonborn character. You can customize race, class, and everything else after that. I personally love Drow, so I made it into Drow. But the entire purpose of the character is that you have no memories before you were on the Illithid ship, and then you land. The only thing that seems to be moving you forward is your compulsion and desire to kill. Like, you're just constantly at war with yourself and your desire to revel in the joy of slaughter. And you can choose to fight that urge or indulge in it relentlessly.
Awesome.
And it changes the way you play it up a little bit. Your companions can either love or hate you. Obviously, if you're going to indulge in a lot of wholesale slaughter, your Githyanki companion is going to be fine. Your vampire dude, Asterion, is going to be fine. You're not going to make any friends with Karlach, because Karlach is very much not for wholesale slaughter, which...
She's my favorite.
She's my number one ship every time. Just note that the voice actress hits the earnestness and the playfulness and the innocence in this character that has also been through so much literal hell.
Okay.
The first time I shipped her and kissed her when she turned blue, I almost cried.
Okay, what's been trending on my TikTok is the Gooner playthrough for Baldur's Gate 3. Have you played that?
Nope, not yet.
Apparently, you're only allowed to have characters of the opposite sex.
Oh,
that's a bummer because I almost always play a chick, and oftentimes I play monk just because that way I have an excuse for my characters to constantly be nude.
Yeah, apparently, there's a bunch of girls that are playing as dudes and only going after Karlach and Shadowheart, and then there's dudes that are playing chicks to go after Asterion, and I'm like, why?
He's so twinky.
So, I want to know how genuinely everyone feels about this. So, Asterion is a very good character, and he's well. All the characters are very well written, they're very well fleshed out. You just have to do digging, right? So the game is a colossal success. Do you think the voice actor or Asterion let it really go to his head, and he's really, because I've seen him on a lot of podcasts, I've seen him on a lot of shows where he's playing his character in D&D, kind of really goes, he seems to really like himself a lot. And maybe that's just me, I don't know.
He goes ham with it a little bit, and honestly, I don't mind him leaning into it.
So
I don't mind him carrying that as a persona because he built that character from the ground up with the voice persona that he did for it. And granted, he didn't really write his own lines, but
he looks like he's having so much fun.
I would in his place too, so I can't fault him for it.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Like, if I had the opportunity to voice a vampire twink like that, I would lean into it as hard as I possibly could with all my twinky little undead heart.
Oh, okay. So I have to write this new character down for my manga. Never mind. No, Dusty's twink vampire.
Dusty?
Okay, Asterion is an awakening.
Hold up.
Asterion is an awakening for a lot of people.
Hold on. I just thought of something. Is it messed up to call a vampire Dusty? Because, stab him in the heart, turns to dust. Put him out in the sun, turns to dust.
It might, actually. It might. Also, they're old, so calling him Dusty in general might just be kind of an insult on the fact that he's, stuck in a coffin all the time.
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, old. I've been in this castle for 400 years, and all my friends that have been here this long has never seen a vampire before.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too heavily into spoilers, but the level of depth of Astarion's character as his history is revealed is really, really, really well done.
Okay,
every character is really well fleshed out, honestly.
I haven't
It's a special game. It really is a special game.
I haven't gotten to play Baldur's Gate 3 because if I can't play with my kids, I don't really enjoy playing those games. But I know, curse of being a parent. I hear it's with Asterion specifically, like different things happen with him depending on what equipment you give him.
I would experiment with it. I've generally just thrown assassin gear at him and make him an assassin or an arcane trickster most of the time, and just kind of buff him based on that. I have not tried to do anything else with him. I will have to experiment with that. This game has just got so much freaking depth to it. I'm even now, after playing through it up to Act 3, like 3 or 4 times, finding stuff in Act 1 that I had no idea was there, just because there was a small corner of the map that I did not notice. I'm like, oh, hey, well, that's there.
Fifth playthrough, starting the Dark Urge, being my 6th, did not know there was a brain you can have on your party for a little bit there.
Oh, dude, I did that the first time.
I named him Petey.
I seen a TikTok. I seen a TikTok about somebody made Asterion a paladin, and he started talking all proper.
Oh,
okay. There's just one part nobody should live through, and it's when you let stupid Bard dig through your brain.
Oh, dude.
It's so
it's your only text option with him as well after a certain point. He wants to put you on that slab, and he wants to dig around in your eye with a little needle, and he's like, I need a more robust instrument. He pulls out a fucking ice pick, and he's like, no?
At least the
There's an option for yes. And I'm just like, okay. Which the first time I ever let Asterion feed on me, I let him go until he killed me. I'm like, oops. Revivify scrolls, I've got one, right? Somewhere, right? Please let this work.
It's scary.
It's alright.
We could talk about Baldur's Gate all day, though, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. And I played a little bit of Sonic 2 on my Switch on the airplane yesterday. That's about it. Best Sonic game ever. Come at me, bro. Don't care.
Which one is it?
Sonic 2.
I prefer Sonic Adventures 2. That's my favorite one.
I really like Sonic 3 a lot.
See, I like the flight mechanics in it, but I really love going through the first level and having all but like one of the Chaos Emeralds before I even hit level 2. Because after you get past like level 2 or 3, being supersonic is honestly really superfluous and hindering more than anything else.
Well,
you're going too fast, you end up dropping off areas where you can actually die. It's not really beneficial. The only place where it would be beneficial is against Metal Sonic or Robotnik at the end of the game, and you can't get that many rings in the first place.
So, Sonic Adventures 2 probably has the best opening song in video game history.
Isn't that one where you've got the squads of 3 and you can hold out with Big the Cat?
No, Sonic Adventure 2 is when you have the like little farm that you get to collect all those little dudes.
Oh.
It's like
I just still love the fact that Duke Nukem is in the Sonic game.
true. Oh,
Sonic rewriters is the worst thing that's ever happened to the world.
did I
Ugh.
did I tell you guys what I got? And I'm so excited to start it. I think I'm gonna do it on TikTok Live or YouTube Live or somewhere live. I might just record it. I got the best mod in the world. It turns Doom 2 into Legend of Zelda 1, like the very first game.
Oh my god, yes. Yes, I want to do that so bad. Well, my son mostly because he loves the Zelda games and has ever since he was really little.
Yeah.
But like just be able to go and first person the original fucking Legend of Zelda game.
Dude, the boss matches are completely harder now. They're harder. They're more the mechanics change. It's so much fun. It's the same mechanic, but it's a whole lot harder to pull off. So, but all I played this week was Genshin. I worked all week, so working 12s, it's kind of hard to find time to play anything. So, the only thing I did was my dailies in Genshin, trying to get my Primogen grind up because in 5 days they're dropping a character that I've been wanting since 1.2. So,
What?
I want Venti, the Anemo Archon.
Oh, I'm sorry I asked. Like, I have any idea who that is. I was just asking for people.
Well,
I'm just trying to be nice.
Dusty was talking.
I'm just saying, like, I think that's what I mean.
Dusty was talking about
I think
Twink.
other people wanted.
Well, yeah, Dusty was talking about Twink Boys, so I figured, I'm going for one in 5 days.
I got you.
But yeah, Joel, what have you been playing?
Look, I'm talking about Twink Boys. What have you been playing, Joel?
Oh, dare you? I have been playing. I have been playing a lot of Fallout 4.
Well, no, we're done talking about Twink Boys.
We're not talking New Vegas, damn it.
Oh,
I
my
had to move us to another Twink tree. Now listen,
Ooh.
because it coincides with what I've been watching. I'm watching the Fallout TV show again. I get because of my ADHD, I get into like these like periods. Like they can last anywhere from like 3 or 4 days. Like I just had an Elden Ring period for 2 days.
Nice.
That's all I did. I thought like maybe I wanted to bloom into Bloodborne. Nope, I'd like to move to Fallout. Because right now I'm like drawing. I'm falling. I'm drawing myself in T60 power armor.
Oh,
and it's very good so far.
Can I just say the one thing I'm looking forward to with Elden Ring is the anime, because we are getting the director of Attack on Titan with George R.R. Martin and the animation team from dang it, it was the studio that did Attack on Titan 2 working on the Elden Ring anime.
Cool.
Like the cast behind that anime is huge. Plus we're getting Johnny Young Bosch voice acting in it too.
Tremendous guy. I met him twice. Tremendous guy. But it's really cool because a lot of people. I'm going to predict this. I know this is not a huge prediction. I know everybody knows this already, but there's going to be a colossal uproar for gamers who are like, oh, it's not in the game. It's not in the game. Dark Souls fans, as one myself, as one who loves to dive through the items to figure out the lore and watch Body Media channel on an hourly basis, we're obnoxious with the whole get good rhythm, and there's going to be problems if the show's not good, apparently. I feel that's going to happen.
Yeah, I might have gotten kicked off of a freaking Genshin boss fight simply because this one dude died, and I was like, come on, man, get good. And he was like, oh, you're a Souls player. Kick.
But what I personally am, I'm very excited to bring... I don't care if the show is 100%. I've already got Fallout. Fallout is unbelievably true to the source material, for the most part. But I'm so excited for people who've never played the game, who have never watched lore videos, who don't get the lore, get to see it spelled out for you. Because I don't know if you're familiar with Soulsborne games, they don't just give you the lore. You have to go and find it. Now, I know a lot of people had issues with that in Destiny, but Dark Souls does it really well, and they make you want to go find the shit. So, I can't wait for you to meet Blythe, for you to understand that who Radagon is.
Do you understand? Do you understand like the voice acting list that's coming out about that show is going to be nuts? Like Radon is going to be played by the same dude as All Might and Piccolo.
Yes. But I will tell you, if they don't have Pope Turtle, I'm going to be very upset.
Oh, Pope Turtle's totally in there, dude. Have you not seen the leaked screenshots?
No, I won't watch them.
Like you're just getting stills right now, but they're all over Reddit.
Just like I didn't do with I didn't do it with Fallout, so.
Yeah, so yeah. But what do you guys watch this week? Speaking of anime.
I'm sorry, but I'm literally got Baldur's Gate 3 up on the next screen over, and I just got Romance by Lizelle, and I forgot that I have the mod for the Infernal Intimates. Oh my. Sorry, what did I watch this week? Besides, Give Yankee boobs. I was watching... Crap, I had just started solo leveling last week. We had a gap in between my appearances on the podcast, so... let me think. Honestly, what I've been doing most of is because I just recently broke down and got myself Paramount Plus. I'm rewatching Star Trek. Just all of it. Because I haven't had a chance to in a long time. I have owned on Amazon Prime for years all of Voyager. It was the first one that I actually purchased for myself because at the time I was doing a lot of fire watches and I had to basically just sit there until like 5 o'clock in the morning until the fire was down to where you couldn't see coals no more. So I needed something to do. So I had a little Kindle and I had Star Trek Voyager to watch. But just finished all of TNG and I started on DS9.
Oh, DS9 is one of my favorites.
One thing I really love most about Star Trek is the fact that depending on which decade and which part of my life I'm in when I'm watching it, I get different stuff out of it. Like, it keeps on giving me new insights and new ways of looking at things. And the fact that right now I'm as old as Miles O'Brien is in DS9 was a bit of a shock. Was a bit of an awareness bump. Just, I'm that guy. Oh, shit.
Out of every relationship...
I heard getting off my fucking lawn, you kids. Anyway,
can we just say out of every relationship you see built in all of the Star Treks across the fandom, Miles O'Brien was the winner of them all.
There's a reason for that. Ira Stephen Barry even commented on the fact that we threw Miles in there to torture him every once in a while because he's the most human out of the entire cast.
Yes.
Out of everybody. He has a wife who's a shrew, a kid that he barely sees. He works his ass off doing something that he loves to do but is constantly pulled away from in every direction. He's been tortured. He's a tortured soul who's been through war. He's overcome racism and bigotry and insensitivity only to be turned around and have it constantly thrust back into his face, and for little more than a handshake.
Yep.
He's actually like the most decorated combat officer in the entire fleet, and does not brag about it at all, and is constantly humble.
And, hold on, people think his wife is a shrew, but I'm literally, the way I look at her is I'm like, she's not really a shrew, she's just frustrated, because every time she wants her husband around, his freaking thing goes off like, please report to the bridge. Really?
Yeah. And she knows full well that he loves that, even though it takes him away from her. Because she knows that when he was in that transport room on the Enterprise, he had freaking nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. He'd stand there waiting for something to break. The station, on the other hand, every 5 minutes, oh, gotta go here, oh, gotta go here, oh, gotta go here.
He
as
went
frustrating as it is, he has to innovate and change and grow as a technician every single day, and that pushes him to get better and better and better.
He went from push a button on the transporter guy to being an engineer to being head engineer to being space station's head engineer.
And that guy's the one who turned around and went back to Starfleet Academy to teach all the people how to fix stuff after that.
Yep.
Like, that's super Scotty, and we just gave him all the young minds in the Federation.
Yeah, he
Simon Pegg.
Absolutely loved it.
Simon Pegg was an okay Scotty.
I really like him a lot. He's like in my top 5 favorite actors.
He's good. But yeah, also, one other thing, Miles Edward O'Brien, you absolute bastard, you married the only hot Asian chick in the entire show.
Winning.
You bastard.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I think she's like Sulu's granddaughter. I think canonically she's like related to Sulu somehow.
My only literal experience with Star Trek are the movies with Chris Pine, which I can adore because I've never really watched Star Trek aside from what my dad has watched, and the Comedy Central roast of Bill Shatner.
Oh.
Poor Shatner.
Okay, but Betty, when she walked out for that roast, stole it for me. Oh
absolutely.
My God.
Man, we need to bring back.
Like, a lot of people think Shatner's nuts, but George has actually tasted him. I died. Also, Loki really want to meet George Takei before he passes, just because I want to hold that delicate, wonderful little Asian man in my arms.
You
and
know,
hear those dulcet baritone tones of his.
George Takei is probably great in real life, but whoever runs his Twitter account is obnoxious.
Oh, for sure.
So
I'm pretty sure it's his husband, honestly, just because he's tired of people just running roughshod over his character. Oh,
here's the thing: this doesn't count as Star Trek knowledge, but I know him only as Galvatron.
Poor George Takei.
I loved him in Lost Girl as the Naga thing that he was.
And whatever he was doing in The Hobbit.
What was he doing in The Hobbit?
What? You've never seen that intro? Are you serious? In a pretty little place of the land called the Shire. Check it out. It's absolutely outstanding.
I gotta go back and watch.
It's outstanding.
Because I'm literally drawing a blank. I'm like, what? I'm like, what did I miss through the movie? Ooh. All right, Joel, what did you watch this week?
I have been watching, as I said previously, I've been watching the Fallout television show, and I have been thoroughly enjoying it again, and this time I get to really, well, this will be the 4th time I've watched it, but I get to kick back and really look at everything, because I know the story, I know how much I love the Ghoul, I know how much he's just a bastard, but he's just...
Can we just say that the casting on him was perfect?
It's just... This. I know him from all of his Tarantino movies. I know him from just about everything he does. He's a fantastic actor. And a lot of people are like, oh, he plays the same roles. I'm like, no, he doesn't really. If you understand that who his characters he is. So
her name escapes me, but the girl that stars in that show, every time I look at her, all I see is Zooey Deschanel, and I'm like,
yes, but intelligent.
Yeah.
Love her.
I just can't. Her face in The Happening, is awful.
I first really got drawn to her when I watched Your Highness for the very first time, which was my wedding night. So, she's got a special place in the cockles there.
That's a great pull. I forgot she was in that. Oh.
I don't understand why James Franco hates that movie so much.
It's
I
James
really
Franco.
don't.
It's James Franco. Look at his books.
He's kind of a douchebag.
Kind of is.
Well,
Anyways.
yeah, but James Franco was also taken down in the Me Too movement by a bunch of allegations that were never proven, which broke his relationship with Seth Rogen and killed his acting career. I really think James Franco was. I don't think I think those girls lied about him.
His career was finished, to be fair,
No,
when
he
was
wasn't.
caught with Amber Heard.
When he was what?
When he was caught sleeping with Amber Heard.
Yeah, that's true. That was him, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh.
That was him in the elevator. I forgot about that. Wow.
Yep. On the night of their divorce.
Well, at least he waited till the night of their divorce.
I mean, personally, I'm a little unscrupulous. I tend to think, hey, your fidelity's your issue, not mine.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I just wondered, did she leave an Amber Heard in his bed just like she did?
It's one of my favorite trials, man. It's so good.
Oh my God. So one thing I did to my now ex-wife is right after that happened, right after the whole trial, the details came out about it. Like, I go to bed in my trailer, and she goes to bed in the house that I built, and I left like a fake cat turd on her pillow. She's like, "Did you Amber Turd me?" And just like a little bit.
Outstanding.
We laughed about it a little bit. It was fabulous. We're still. Don't get it twisted. She and I are still best friends. It's all good.
That's good.
So that is what I have been watching. I haven't been watching a lot, really, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. So I am finishing up season 2 of Shangri-La Frontier. The newest episode of The Rookie was peak fiction. But since the last episode we recorded, I got to watch 2 episodes of The Beginning After the End, which has been the number 2 manhwa. It only took number 1 since Solo Leveling ended, but then Solo Leveling Ragnarok came out, and that took the number 1 slot, and The Beginning After the End is still number 2. And I am absolutely loving the fact that the creator, Nightingale, he said, if this ever becomes an anime, I'm going to put more into it that I didn't get to put into the manhwa. And he is keeping up to that. He is putting in more details about about Arthur when he was King Gray before he got isekai'd. And I'm loving it. The biggest problem I see people saying about it is the animation sucks. We got such great animation with Solo Leveling. Why are they treating Beginning After the End like this? And honestly, I don't see the issue. Like, Solo Leveling is a dark ambiance anime where The Beginning After the End is bright. It has vibrant colors. It's got an open world.
Bright core.
Like, it's fitting the manhwa. Like, the animation is spot on. There's no like cheap still screens. There's no cut. There doesn't look like any good animation cuts or any, like, they did not cut any of the budget on this. So I don't understand what people are mad about on it.
C'est la vie.
Yeah.
All right, let's do our final topic.
If I may just for 1 second interject one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about isekais, but they are absolutely my favorite genre at the moment. I love the different takes on things. I love the different ways that they go about exploring the genre. I love RPG leveling style anime. I don't know why, but I always have.
So you will like The Beginning After the End because it doesn't have like RPG style leveling up, but their leveling up system is kind of unique because in this everybody has a magic core, and when that magic core is first there, it's black because all the blood cells that are mixed in with it, and then as you purify the blood cells out and pour more magic into it, it starts getting brighter and brighter and brighter until the final 11 is pure white.
Funny, I have a similar mechanic in the book I'm writing. But, yeah, like, one of my favorites that I've seen recently is I got reincarnated as a spider, so what?
Yeah, that one's really good.
That's so just cute and funny, and the way it just kind of gives you exposition at the same time as, like, leaving you in the dark the whole time. I'm just like, I love it.
Here's my hot take about that anime. It's the goth girl I got reincarnated as a slime.
You mean like Lolita? You mean like Lolita?
No. I mean, like, she's literally a goth girl that got reincarnated into a spider.
Awesome.
We won't talk about how the Spider Girl's my favorite one from Monster Musume. We won't talk about that right now.
No, we're not talking about that right now.
Sorry. Anyway, I digress. Let's continue on to our main topic.
I totally forgot what our main topic was. I'm sorry. I was having too much fun.
Nintendo.
Oh yeah, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Okay, so yes, I am on the odds here because it's just me excited about the Switch 2, and these two up here are just like, no.
You're gonna be in a pad of snow.
I probably will be. You're correct.
Insane. What the acts that you're doing are committed.
They are level. They are. You should be committed. People should be committed.
You're absolutely right. So we're getting a spiritual successor to Bloodborne 2 that will be on the Switch. We are getting a brand new Mario Kart. We're getting a brand new Pokemon. We're getting a brand new Legend of Zelda. We're getting a Nier Automata game coming to it. Like, I'm excited. And we might be getting a new Hyrule Warriors.
Respectfully, we don't need any more Pokemon games. We don't.
Let's make a game that has an amazing concept. Hey, how about we keep using the same
Pokemon sounds since like '97.
That's not true. No, they actually. So
let's make one true to the original comic books, way back when Pikachu was murdering people.
So Pokemon Fire Red.
Lieutenant Surge.
No, the original manga.
Yeah.
Which was very different.
So back in the day, my brother worked for Nintendo when they kept all their game testers in house, and they had to work through the bugs and everything in house. And then it got leaked online that they're doing a Pokemon Pink and Purple, and this was going to shake up the Pokemon world because the beginning of the game was you're just chilling in your room playing Game Boy in your bed, and if you're playing Purple, Mewtwo in armor bursts through your window running from Team Rocket. If you're playing Pink, it's Mew in armor bursting through your window running from Team Rocket, and then you have to help them, Mewtwo and Mew. Mewtwo and Mew gives you your starter Pokemon. They drop 3 Pokeballs and says, help me. And then you choose your starting Pokemon. And then you Pokemon battle Team Rocket for the very first battle in the game. And then the point of the game now is you have to go to all the gyms in the area have been taken over by Team Rocket. And you have to go battle the gym leaders through like crazy Silphco and everything else. And you have to get keys to unlock Mewtwo or Mew's armor, and then the final gym, the final key is taken from Giovanni, who has the Elite Four, all hostages.
My question
Not very elite, are you, bitch?
My question is very simple. I don't know why this hasn't been done properly. Why can't they just give us what they want? A good open world. A true good open world. Not just big, boring, cartoony stages with wooden Pokemon balls that have every single Pokemon. I don't give a shit about continuity. I don't care about the story. It's never been a shining point.
Well, the problem is there's too many Pokemon to add into one game now. There's literally not enough data and processing power. That's
sign language.
I'm saying sign language. This is for my sign language people.
Make it exclusive for Steam then, and everybody put it on their PCs and watch that thing sell like hotcakes.
Well,
you'll spark a new computer generational boom where everybody wants to make their freaking computers into VR systems and play in the open world Pokemon universe.
so wait, we can't get Sword Art Online, but we can get VR Pokemon? What the?
I guarantee you we'll get VR Pokemon before we ever get SAO. Guaranteed. And more power to them because SAO can bite me.
I don't know. Look, I get it. People don't like SAO. I get it. But are you telling me if you got to enter into a game where you got to run through 100 levels into a castle of Aincrad and fought like they did in that anime fighting those bosses, that would not be badass?
Oh, no,
I didn't say it wouldn't be badass.
I liked it much better when it was called Dot Hack the first time.
Oh, shots fired and truth.
True. But the thing I didn't like about Dot Hack was you had to play the games to understand the anime.
Yeah, because the games were fucking amazing.
True. The games were fabulous, and the anime was hit and miss.
Yeah, it was a little boring,
no, the anime was literally missing shit that you had to play the games to understand.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know who Tsubasa was until you played the video games.
They had zero character introductions besides the main character, and if you didn't play the games, then you got no character introductions or anything else.
Here's the thing, though. Are you introduced to Dusty's entire backstory? Are you introduced to people you walk by? Because these are real people. That's what they're simulating, real people.
Oh, well,
so of course you're only going to really know your backstory and the lore of the game. That's really it.
True. Well, no, you didn't even get all the lore of the game in the anime either.
No,
you only got you had to literally get the lore of the game through the game.
But you had to do that work like you would if you were a real person, like going through forums and going through questionnaires. The lore of the game isn't even that important at all because they tell you the story, and it's a damn good one, too. And if you've never played the remaster for GU, you got to do it. It's cheap. You get the whole shebang. Plus, they made an additional part exclusively for that game, like literally 20-some-odd years later.
I have Dot Hack GU somewhere.
I was an idiot, and I traded in the first floor when I was a kid. Highly regret that.
Yeah.
See, whenever I need money and I want to trade a game in, I just go to my brother and like, do you want to add this to your collection? And he's
I do have Pokemon 1.0, which is called Dragon Seeds. No, you've never played this before.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Rock, paper, scissors, dragon.
This from the greatest great sword master in all of Monster Hunter.
That's just permanent. That's what it is. Sorry. I'll make the rules.
Dusty over here throwing shit.
No, I make them. You're wrong.
So, I gotta go to work in 5 hours. So let's.
No, wait. We have to. Yeah, we have to wrap up. Why is this new Souls game exclusively on Nintendo not a Bloodborne game? When they specifically said, "Hey, this is Bloodborne."
Look, you have to look at it this way. Sony has not been treating them very well at all. Look at it this way. They just came out with this bullshit re-release of The Last of Us Complete. Nobody asked for any re-releases of that incredible game, and you're drowning out how good it is. But they can't give us a remaster of Bloodborne, or at least a really good port. They just can't do that. So Nintendo's like, fuck it, we'll try to do it.
Yeah.
I'd take a port. I totally bought the re-release, the facelift of Soul Reaver, and loved it, I might add.
How to do Blood? They have to do Blood Omen next. They have to.
Oh my God, yes. If not,
I love Pain so much.
I just want a new Grandia.
So deep in all those Legacy of Kain games, it's what sparked my interest in having a more than mundane vocabulary in the first place as a kid. To say nothing of the fact that some of my favorite voice actors are scattered about throughout that whole franchise. But Blood Omen 1, for those who don't know, was a top-down for the PlayStation 1. It had the best, for the time, 3D animations for the cutscenes that they could manage. It was not quite revolutionary, but it was on par with the first Tomb Raider games, the first Crash Bandicoot, the first Spyro. It was that level of greatness, and all done from stuff that was not even a AAA release studio at the time, and never became one because Crystal Dynamics went under.
They shouldn't have.
So if that thing got a full facelift remake where it's all the same mechanics and stylizations of Blood Omen 2 or Soul Reaver, just port the engine over, or dare I say, give it Unreal 5 and make it all start over from the beginning.
That's a $1 trillion idea. Like, same thing with Legend of Dragoon. $1 trillion idea.
Oh, Jesus, don't get me started. Don't.
I am proud to say that I am part of a alpha tester for somebody who is pretty much like shining it up, and I'm still waiting to hear more information about when I could start playing that.
Yeah, they're doing a Legend of Dragoon remaster. They just shadow dropped a Final Fantasy VIII remaster, and nobody even fucking knew about it.
Fuck it. Don't hate it. Don't like it. No. Remaster 9, skip 8.
The remaster of 9 is dropping within like the next year.
Outstanding.
Skip 8 entirely.
I don't know.
Trash.
8 probably has one of the best love stories out of all the Final Fantasies.
No.
Except for 10.
8 Renoa.
No.
I loathe that character. Renoa is just awful.
She's the worst. She
She's...
cares more about her damn dog than she does about the pro tag.
That's the point! She's a 16-year-old girl that doesn't have her head on straight.
I thought Renoa was 17.
Kurosaki is a 15-year-old boy that kills spirits and hollows. I don't want to hear that shit.
All without killing anybody around him, even though his spirit treasure is supposed to kill things that's next to it.
True.
The worst magic system I've ever seen in any video game ever.
The draw
Fantasy
system.
VIII.
The draw system.
When I have to use my power source as a way to empower myself so I can't use my spells on people. Yes, I can be OP without gaining levels, but then I can't cast magic. Yay.
Squall is what would happen if you took Cloud Strife and you brought him to Hot Topic, and then you made him
no. Cloud is Hot Topic. Cloud is Hot Topic. Squall is Abercrombie and Fitch.
You know, he needs a little bit more edgelord. I don't care about anybody. I don't care about.
Yeah, no, Squall has belts on his outfit. No, he's totally edgelord material.
He's also wearing a leather and fur jacket that only goes up to his belly button.
In a temperate climate, I might have.
Right? That boy. Not only that, he also wears polished cowboy boots. That dude is the preppy boy trying to be an edgelord.
Okay, then can we move on to how horrendous Selphie is as a character? I hate Selphie.
Oh my god. Selphie, though, was peak. My favorite character of the whole game.
That was pretty great. I will also concede to the fact that, who the fuck likes Quistis? Like, what is this secret? Yes, hit me.
She was the only one that had her head on straight.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna get it.
The blue mage with a whip. Yes, mommy.
Look, you wanted her to use that whip
Right.
on you, not the enemy.
I said what I said.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna wrap up.
TLDR, fuck Nintendo, and
Look, all I'm saying,
Joel, and
all I'm saying is Nintendo is doing one thing right. $500 console over $1,000 console is a good price point, but where they lose me is $100 games.
Yeah, we're just trying to slaughter physical media at this point.
Well, that's the other thing is
Okay.
Nintendo said they're not dropping away from the physical media because the collectors, because Nintendo products don't lose their value.
No, they don't. They should go back to cartridges and just simply have every game be a flash drive instead.
Do you-
More storage, better solid state memory that you can use with any other kind of interaction between console and external media. Why are we not going back to that?
That's
you
what
have terabyte-sized hard drives. You can pack a game so full of content that it will never, ever, ever, ever need to stop me playing.
I mean.
Oh wait, never mind.
That's
no money in that.
That's literally what their game cartridges are, is just fancy SD cards.
Yes, but they're tiny.
True.
I guess my thing is, if you go and you buy a car, fucking love these features, right? Drive that thing for a long time, it's reliable, it's great, it's outstanding. Your friends even get the same car, and then let's say like 8 years later, you go in, you get a new car, brand shiny new car, right? You go into that car, you look at, you're like, oh, it's got the same shit. Okay, well, it was cheaper, but let me drive this shit into the ground. Drive this shit into the ground, blah, blah, blah. And you do that about 7 more times until you get to the Switch 2. By the time you get into that Cybertruck and you look into it, you're like, it's got all the same shit in here. Tired of this.
Well,
and it's older technology. How is this possible?
Yeah, but the fact that it's newer handheld technology over like this is the thing that kills me is everybody's like, yeah, it's the Switch, it's old technology. When you got PlayStation over here, I'm like, cool, undock that PlayStation, carry it around on the bus.
Here's my thing. They held the handheld market forever. I still have my gray Game Boy. Yes, it still works. I still have my favorite handheld, the Game Boy SP. That thing is a fucking masterpiece. Fire Emblem is perfection when it comes to tactical shit. I like it almost as much as Final Fantasy Tactics. But, I'm so tired of Nintendo inventing goofy shit all the time.
But that's the whole point in Nintendo.
But not like what has been. The Power Glove was a piece of shit. The fucking board that you stand on to do thing was awful. The rocket launcher fucking duck hunt thing was terrible. The gun, you had to have 3 of them because sometimes it wouldn't work unless you had a light because it was spot detection kind of thing. It's just like never ending. But their handhelds are fucking amazing.
And that's why the Switch is fucking amazing, because it's still handheld.
But that's it though. Like if my dog could, I don't have a dog, but if my cat could jump through like a fire, through an orca whale, out the back of an orca whale, spiral into Buzz Aldrin, he throws him into fucking space. There's fucking Serena Williams up there, knocks him back to Earth. If that's the only fucking thing my cat could do.
You know, speaking of updated games, we need an updated Golden Sun for Nintendo.
Oh god, that game was so good.
Holy shit! I was just gonna bring that up when you started talking about tactics and shit.
I was like, Golden Sun was the best advanced game, hands down. Like, it was the best.
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was great.
All right, Dusty, where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok under the name Dusty Roberts, save for YouTube, and on Facebook. No dick pics, please. I get tired of criticizing
One time!
Look, bro, I told you, get that love checked. Anyway, moving on.
Listen, I've been sent 8 pics, so okay.
You try that.
I have a whole bunch of flat earthers sending me embryos saying which one is a human, which one is a dolphin.
Send them to me.
Please send them to me. Fucking send them to me. Please give me one of these fucking cowards that will debate because they won't do it. Anyways,
I pissed off a flat earther because I said flat earthers and pro-abortionists have the same IQ level.
Ooh, what's this big fucking can? Oh,
I see. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I also have Twitch under the same name. I haven't streamed in a while, but I'm looking to probably get to doing regular weekly streams of either Fallout New Vegas, doing the most evil run possible that I possibly can, which is actually very hard in New Vegas, because you get more and more karma the more evil, mobs you end up killing. And possibly getting into a little Baldur's Gate 3. We'll see.
If you can get mods for New Vegas, if you get the stealth suit and the General Zhao's electric blade mod, you're unstoppable.
Shish kebab, give me the shish kebab and the duster, and I'm good.
I love the shish kebab, but when it comes to modded weapons, General Zhao's electric blade is just unstoppable. Because, dude, you should not be.
Imagine walking around there right now with a modded M79 grenade launcher and just kind of walking through townships and just slaughtering everybody who's necessary for the actual storyline.
Not with the pyromaniac perk. That makes the shish kebab completely broken.
Yes.
I caught some feels.
Yeah.
But Zhao's Shockblade allows you to paralyze Death Claws at level 1.
It's true.
Oh my.
It's not bad, but so can the new. No, you know what? Actually, never mind. So you can find me at my handle, flower_Komodo_Captain. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Twitch, which I'm going to be working with James and our podcast here to get my Twitch attached to our YouTube. So because I stream every Saturday night, this Saturday evening it's going to be. I'm debating between Bloodborne and I'm debating between Baldur's Gate and I'm debating between Monster Hunter because I'm kind of at that point now where you hit the Monster Hunter wall because you played it so much that you've done everything for now. I'm like 100.
Didn't a big update just come out for that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But Joel, aren't you going to mention your Fansly?
Oh yeah, that's right. I have that, and I'm going to address the point. And I'm going to
I'm
address
just saying the Twinkie Japanese speaking otaku with a top knot is like peak, absolutely peak OF content, my friend. I'm just saying.
Right?
Like there's a market for it.
No, in terms of that, no, like I said, like way a long time ago that we were going to get a central hub. That's the update we got.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking called it, but nobody. But anyways, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm trying to get my Twitch and stuff like that. So.
And you guys can find me at Otaku James on Twitch, TikTok, but I don't know for how much longer on TikTok because I'm on my final strike. And then you guys can find me Animeyhem podcast on X and right here on the old YouTubes and Rumble. You guys can find us on Rumble. Please make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow. Hit that little notification button. And yeah, thank you guys for stepping in and watching. Dusty, thank you for coming and joining us last minute. So thank you guys very, very much. And we will
Pay me money. No, I'm just kidding.
We will see you all. Look, I told you, you get paid in dick pics. All right, see you guys next week.
Oh, I'm in! Yes!